Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. First off, we have a record number of agents on, so I just want to personally say thank you. We so appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us on today's webinar tech demonstration. So thank you for that. With me today, we have Joseph Loughran, our Marketing Vice President. And then we have two guest speakers all the way from Pennsylvania and iPipeline. We have Naish and Donna joining us as well. So thank you for that. We have some great stuff to go over as usual, okay? And, I think it's so important that everyone kind of understands, our motto, our mission, our vision, our goals. I think our goals align with most of our agents and agencies that are on this call today. I look at, my job and my position here as managing partner at Levinson, and I constantly have to say to myself day in and day out, how can we change the game? How can we innovate? How can we disrupt the old school insurance brokerage industry? And I have to ask that question to myself day in and day out. And then you have to rely on third-party companies, right? Like an iPipeline, like a VaynerMedia, right? I just came back from New York City interviewing Gary Vaynerchuk, and I'm constantly looking for resources, for input, for ways to leverage these companies' technology and what I can learn and take away from them, and then, of course, share that great information on these training platforms to our agents. So, one thing I want to discuss, and then we can jump right in here. I know we're going to be kind of quick today, by the way. I want to make sure that we get iPipeline in, of course, the training webinar, and then we'll thank them at the end, and then me and Joe are going to share a few slides. But I just want to go over a few things prior I think are so important. First off, what we're going to do, this is obviously a technology webinar. What I want to do, we have a free Levinson app. It's a free download on any Android or iPhone Apple device. So make sure that app is downloaded on your phone, okay? And if it's not, as soon as we're done with the webinar, because I don't want anyone looking at their phones right now, but as soon as we're done with the webinar, make sure to download the Levinson app. And what we're going to do, take a picture of it, or you can just take a screenshot with your cell phone, email it to me, or post it on our Levinson Facebook page, and we're going to send you the latest. We have a power selling insurance book, or you have a choice of the 50 top sales ideas for disability. They call it the napkin presentation. So we'll send you either book. All you have to do is just send a screenshot of the Levinson app downloaded on your phone, or share it on our Levinson Facebook page. Either way, and I'll send out your free copy, okay? And by the way, the books are $20 on Amazon. It's $19.95 retail price. It's free. Just send us the picture. That simple. Okay, so moving forward now, this webinar is great, of course, for all agents and agencies to leverage our resources. We're going to go over three awesome platforms with Naish and Donna, and real quick, and I'm going to show you the 100-foot overview, and then we're going to introduce Naish. But what we're going to talk about is, first off, is a platform called Data View, which allows you to log in to our website and see pretty much everything that you need to see, okay, that will help you in your daily business. Or, of course, if you want to get your administration person on, that's great as well, just to check up on your pending cases, obviously licensing. If you have a downline, you can look at your entire downline through Data View, which we're going to show you. Well, we have the most innovative insurance quoting engine available today, just launched, and we're constantly making updates through iPipeline, which Naish is going to share with everyone. And then we're launching today the first multi-carrier electronic policy delivery platform. Now, e-policy delivery, yes, it has been done in the past, but only on the carrier's platform. So I don't know if you've ever used this. Okay, I'm a big believer, by the way, in e-applications and e-policy delivery. Now, this is the first time it's ever been done with multi-carrier electronic policy delivery. So think like the iGo e-app with different carriers and products, same concept, but for electronic policy delivery. It's called DocFast, and the best part is by being a Levinson agent, as long as you're active, you get all of these resources at no charge, okay? So this is a great time to also go out and market this stuff to your downline agents to build your own hierarchy. So this is stuff that most of our competitors don't have, and if they do, they typically charge the agents for this kind of platform. So again, another leg up, and you should be using this to recruit agents, okay? Because this is all big differentiators that you can run with. Okay, so as you're seeing in front of you, that is me and Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, this guy is my idol, okay? I actually ran into him at a Transamerica convention 5 years ago. He was the keynote speaker, and ever since then, this guy has changed my life. And what's so neat about Gary Vaynerchuk, if you have heard of him, great. If you haven't, do a search right now for Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary V. He owns a company called VaynerMedia, 4,000 employees all over the world. And what's so neat about this guy, this is the first time he actually sat down with me live for an hour, and we spoke all about marketing insurance products online through social media, how to build a brand. We spoke about motivation, inspiration. He gave me some great sales ideas on, creating YouTube videos and what to talk about and what kind of content to create. It's the first time he's ever done this, and he was live on my podcast, Bill Levinson Experience, which, by the way, I hope is also on your iPhone or Android phone. By the way, for whatever reason, if you want to not send me a picture of the Levinson app and you want to send me a picture of the Experience podcast on your phone, we'll also accept that for your free book. So you can subscribe to the Bill Levinson Experience through your iPhone podcast app or on Spotify, okay, whichever easier for you. Joe, I think we're also on a third outlet, right? What is it? iTunes, Spotify, and what was the third?
So we also have the YouTube channel has all the podcasts updated as well.
Oh, yeah, and through our website. That's right. Thank you, Joe. So this is a free subscription. Make sure you check it out, though. Let me know your thoughts. The Gary Vaynerchuk episode will be launching probably by tomorrow, I would say. We're just making some last-minute edits, but you guys are going to love this, and I'm so excited. And Nash, I hope you and Donna also listen in, because I think this is going to be it's going to be awesome. And then what's so cool, so the founder of iPipeline, by the way, Bill Atlee, is going to be a guest speaker on my podcast within the next month. So he's going to talk about how he grew this company from nothing to where it is today. Nash, how many employees does iPipeline have now total, just to give us an idea?
Somewhere around 500, I'd say.
Okay, so I know he started with basically nothing to now 500, and I think they're publicly traded. Or are they publicly traded today?
Not yet, but we are
Soon
on
to
our
come.
way, and we started with about 8 employees, so we're growing like crazy.
There you go, 8 to 500. So he's got some great information to share, and he's also going to be on my podcast, so you can look for that as well. Okay, Joe, let's keep going here so we can get to our intro slide. Okay, quoting tools. So you're going to hear about iSolve, and I don't want to steal any of their thunder, but again, available on our website. It's free. If you just hover over the quotes tab, everything will pop up in front of you, and then we have a request form. If you don't want to run your own quote, you can put in the information, and we will send you back a quote the same day. So as long as it comes in before 3, you'll get a reply within the same day. If it's after 3, the next day. So take advantage of all of our quoting tools. The next slide is our case status tracking tool. This is part of DataView. Everything is available in real-time fashion, another industry first. So basically what our case managers are looking at here in the office, you're looking at from your home in Maui, Hawaii on a Saturday at 2 in the morning. Okay, so everything is updated real time from the carriers and from our office. So this is another big plus. E-application and e-policy delivery tools also available under that icon. You see it in the middle there in the blue box. And, you know, it's so funny. I used to sit on panels. Me and Bill Atlee would be toe-to-toe sitting at a desk and trying to sell all of the carriers on why, you know, e-applications are so important. And they looked at us like we had 20 heads, okay? And they said, you're crazy. Agents are never going to go online and fill out an e-application, okay? Now, you fast forward to today, agents literally call us and say, hey, Bill, I only want to get contracted with the carriers that have e-applications. So just to show you, you know, how things have changed, okay? And here we are, fast forward, and I don't think we have a carrier that doesn't have an e-application. If so, it's maybe 1 or 2, and they're niche carriers or products. So things are changing so quickly, and that's another reason why you need to make sure that you are always paying attention to our podcasts, our training webinars, because we're always trying to keep you in the loop the best that we can. Okay, moving forward. And let's just jump right in here. So what we're going to do, we have some other giveaways we'll talk about as soon as Naish and Donna are done. But what I want to do is introduce Naish and Donna all the way from iPipeline, and they're going to show you firsthand what some of these tools look and feel like, okay? And I hope you're writing down notes, comments, questions, because we want to hear from you. There's a question box on the right side. Naish, you want to take it from here?
I got it. I appreciate it. Thanks, Bill,
Yep.
and thanks everybody for joining. So the first product I'm going to take you through is DocFast, which is the e-policy delivery. The working demo is having an issue right now, but I'm going to explain it as easy as possible. It's as straightforward as can be. And then I'm going to jump into iSolve for the permanent quoting tool. And then I'm going to pass it over to Donna to show you DataView, which is the case status tool that Bill just spoke about. So what is DocFast? Again, it's e-policy delivery. So we have quite a few carriers on here so far, all the ones that are listed on this screen. We will also be going live soon with Bright House, and we were working with implementations for Protective, Nationwide, Lafayette Life, Amica, Pekin, and New York Life. So we're really gaining some steam with this tool, and it's very exciting. And what's the process of this? So if you use our e-applications tool, which is IGO, DocFast is sort of the reverse process. So when you're using IGO, when you go to get the application submitted, the proposed insured signs first, then the agent signs, then they pass it over to Bill and team to approve it, and then it goes right to the carrier in real time. So if you think about it like that, the opposite way is how DocFast works. So the carrier sends the policy to Bill and team at the agency. They will then send the policy over to you as the agent. You will get an email and open up DocFast. Very straightforward. You'll just click a button, review it. You can save the PDF. You can see additional information. You sign it, and then it goes via email to the proposed insured, and they sign off on the policy, and this is all done completely electronically, and then you're good to go. And there's some great reasons to use this tool. Typically on paper, the average policy takes 24 days to be completely delivered up and down the chain. On DocFast, the average right now is 4 days. We continue to expect this number to decrease as people get more used to it. And the quickest policy that we've seen was delivered completely throughout the chain in under an hour. So obviously, the quicker the better in our industry for getting the policy delivered, less time for the person to change their mind. And obviously, the quicker the policy is delivered, the quicker that guarantees you guys as agents that you will make some more money. So this tool is very advantageous. We're very thrilled to have Levinson's team on board, and we're looking forward to you using it. So what I'm going to show you now is our permanent product for quoting called iSolve. I'm going to take you through a brief PowerPoint on why we created this tool, and then I'm going to demo the product for you. So iSolve is our permanent product. We're really focused on machine learning nowadays here at iPipeline. What I mean by machine learning is it's having a robot do the repetitive things so that the human can focus on the more complex processes. And we all know there's nothing more complex in our industry than illustrations, especially when you consider that 70% of all life apps required a signed illustration last year. We did the math, and that's about 10 million signed illustrations. And then what people really neglect to talk about is the 40-to-1 process that it takes the back office to get one illustration signed. And what I mean by this ratio is if I'm a producer such as you all and I go out, I may see 4 clients. And because the current tools that we use to get illustrations don't allow for manipulation by the producer, maybe I only close 25% of those and I have to run all those illustrations to really account for any of the curveballs, and then I get one of those clients signed, and that's where we get that ratio. That comes out to 400 million run illustrations versus 10 million signed. And why the insanity? It's not because the insurance commissioner ties our hands behind our back. Sure, we have to get the one signed that we're moving forward with. There's nothing that says we have to run all those additional illustrations. The reason, once again, we do is to account for the client curveball. With the current tools that are out there, you as the producer cannot manipulate the illustrations. So because of that, Levinson's team has to go in and run a 250, 500, 750, 1 mil, 10 pay, 20, 30, full pay, preferred and standard, backdate to save age, and all the top 6 carriers. And what this really means is that 95% of the illustrations that are run end up in the trash can. So it's complete chaos with the current tools that are out there right now. So what we did was we did some market research, and people really want the 80-20 rule. Again, this is where the robot can pre-run all of these simple illustrations in the vanilla world, your 10 pay at 250, your 20 pay at 500, so that the in-house staff can really run the 20% of the more difficult, complex illustrations. Talking your split dollar, your 1035 exchange, your 11 pay with a child rider in Texas. So what we wanted to prove out was, could we have a robot pre-run all these illustrations at the beginning of each month, knowing good and well that all those illustrations are going to get thrown in the trash can at the end of the month because the interest rate or the product changed. Also, we had to take into account, could we handle all the different payment length options for ages 18 to 80 with death benefit amounts in $10,000 increments across both the male and female gender for all of the different health classes. We did the math, and that equals out to about 1.5 million illustrations per month per carrier, which if you take the top 20 carriers, it comes out to be 30 million illustrations, which would take an army of robots to be able to complete. So we spent a little over a year proving this out, and the good news is they nailed it. The one concern, though, was we realized we only had 24 hours for these robots to complete these illustrations. Because we can't sit around for 2 weeks while the interest rate's going to change on the product. So once again, they nailed it. So we realized these robots were a little smarter than we thought. So we took it a step further and taught them to separate the illustrations from the disclosure pages, because we all know the disclosure pages aren't pertinent to getting the sale at this point. They just junk everything up. We then taught them to throw that part of it right in the trash can. We then brought our database over and taught the robots to lift the calculations off the illustration and throw it in the database. So now we have the most robust illustration database in the industry, which we then took and wrapped our user interface around it so that you as the agent could go in and easily get illustration data without having to learn how to run carrier software. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the demo. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like as a fully functional product. And then I'm going to show you quickly what it looks like today as we're adding features in over time. So this is our current term quote engine. You're going to have capability to have both term and permanent products on here. So you come down and you select one of the products. The solves are going to be limited because we're staying in that vanilla world, the 80% that I referenced. Same thing with the pay period. You just select one health class and one death benefit, and you hit get quote. And because everything's pre-run in real time, that's how fast the tool is. This is what comes up on the screen with all the multi-carrier data that's already been pre-run. So going back to one of the curveballs I mentioned, typically if you guys run 10 illustrations and you're out in front of a client and you ran preferred and they say, hey, by the way, I take high blood pressure medication, preferred's not going to cut it. You might be dead in the water. You might have to leave and lose out on a sale and call back into the office. But with ours, you just come down here, switch the health class, and everything resorts because, again, it's been pre-run. Now, if you don't need to do that, obviously, you would just keep it on the same one that you had before. And in this example, we can see nationwide is at the top because up here we have it sorted by best 20-year cash value. But if I come in, I can present it in a multitude of ways, premium, premium with highest target, so on. So if I switch it to best premium here, it's going to resort. And now we're going to see Peru at the top. So maybe we're looking at a couple of these options, and I want to highlight the ones that me and my client are interested in. I'll highlight these, and then another curveball that we typically see is people think they know their premium tolerance, but they truly don't until they see the price, just like with anything else that you would buy. So maybe they see this $8,200 number and want to fall over because it's way more than they thought. If you just ran a 10 pay, you'd have to leave again and call the office. But with ours, you just click over here, switch it to 20 pay, AIG's at the top, now 30 pay, nationwide back with 5,100. And then for both full and single pay, we have Lincoln. So I just showed you about 60 different illustration combinations in seconds. And the effort in the office it would take to do that with the current offerings now would probably be an hour to an hour and a half or more. So also going back to the curveball, maybe they see this $8,200 number and they go, wow, I can afford a lot more than I thought. If you only ran 250, you're likely going to be stuck there. But with ours, you just come to this add amount button here, you add the amount and scroll down, and there we go with another 60 illustrations on the screen at the new number. So everything's pre-run, it's simple, it's easy to access, it's super efficient. It's going to help you guys out a lot. So maybe we want to see some more information on this Lincoln product, so maybe a different inflection point, like maybe age 65 at retirement. We would come over here to this Actions button, and we would click View Details. And it's going to show you everything that you need without the disclosure language, because remember, we threw that in the trash right now. It's not needed. You see the exact information I need to kind of make a decision. Once the decision's made, you can click this Run Illustration button. We're not actually running it. It's already been run. We're just reaching into the database and going and grabbing the fully compliant illustration here. And it's going to populate right on the screen. And for now, what you would do is you would just print and wet sign this, but coming very soon, we're going to filter this to be able to go right into our application, which is IGO, and that way you would sign the application and the illustration all in one signing experience. I've been here for about 5 years. This is probably the coolest thing we've ever created since I've been here. So that was the GUL version. I'm just going to briefly touch on the IUL version. First set of carriers for IUL are coming out on April 1st, so very shortly. So if we select accumulation here, 5%, 6, and max for the illustrated rate, pay period, 10 pay, pay to age 65. The health class, you just select one, fixed annual premium, you click get quote. It's going to give you the 10, 20, 65 cash values with the max distribution and initial DB and target. And then for IUL protection, we're going to have the solve for $1 and endow, same illustrated rates, pay period, health class, death benefit, get the quote, and then guarantee years 20, 30, and premium and target. So that's what it's going to look like as a fully functional product. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to jump in and show you what it looks like today, because what we did was we rolled this out, and we're going to be rolling different functionality in as we move forward. So I'm going to show you what it looks like as is today. So you just enter the client's information, and you want to select benchmark for the permanent products. So GUL benchmark will get you the permanent products here. You have to age 90, 100, 105 maturity with the different pay periods. Select your death benefit that you would like. and your health classes. Click Get Quotes. And today we have the 10, 20 cash values, the premium, and the target. And then once again, we're going to be adding more carriers and products over the next few months and more functionality. And it's going to look like that fully functional demo that I had given to you guys a few seconds ago.
Hey, Nash, quick question. So
sure.
If we have, let's say, a final expense agency out there that wants to compare some final expense products, they'll also be able to use the same tool, right?
Correct. So if I just real quick bring this piece of it up again, we're going to have a bunch of different product types here. So we have GUL and current assumption live right now. On April 1st, the 2 IUL pieces are going to come into play. And then in future releases, we're going to have whole life linked benefits and final expense.
Got it. That is awesome. Okay, so this is like our the existing quote engine we had for years on steroids. I mean, this is the best that there is. I mean, there's nothing else like this available, right? I mean, this is it.
There's nothing. The greatest part about this is that with the existing tools today, there's no producer manipulation, and nothing in life is set in stone. When you're in front of a client, they might hit you with something that you weren't expecting. And if you can't manipulate, you're wasting everybody's time, and you're going to have to go back, and you're going to be dead in the water. With this, there's nothing like this out there. We're the only one that has manipulation capability, and it's going to save everybody in office and especially agents so much time. It's going to be incredible. So one more thing I want to show you is you can highlight any ones that you want. If you're a producer and you don't want to use this tool directly, or if you just don't have time to do it real quick, you can still also view the selected here. And there's also the ability to have it be shared. So to you as the producer, it can be shared via a link here that you can just open up, either being emailed or texted, and then it'll bring you right to the screen, and boom, you can manipulate again.
Unreal. And then integration into iGo and drop tickets coming soon, right?
Exactly right. Yeah, my understanding is that's an April, early May timeline where you can jump into iGo and complete the app and sign the illustration at the same time.
Unreal. That is great. All right,
incredible.
Good stuff. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think we pretty much hit all the pieces that I'm showing you guys today. Please take advantage of this. It's incredible, and Dawn is going to show you the next piece, and that's going to be very, very useful for you agents out there as well.
Awesome. Okay, we appreciate you, buddy. Dawn,
no
are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay,
well, thank
great.
you again, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to go over the data view tool. I will be going over what's going to look like when you log into Levinson's website, as well as just kind of how to navigate the tool. We designed this tool to make your lives a lot easier. So, increasing your efficiencies without having to contact as many people, but be able to see where you are at or where your downline is at with just a few simple clicks. Now, just to start things off, I am in my demo environment, so you'll just have to pretend that right here you'll see the Levinson logo. So that's what would happen when you go to their website. They'll have a dedicated link where you can click on the case status. And then when you log in, you're taken to a dashboard. On the top of the dashboard, you'll have an alert section. So this means that if your case manager is needing anything that needs to be brought to your attention, they'll have an alert here. And you can either double click to go into the policy, or you can click this actions menu and reply to your case manager, and they'll get a notification and you guys can communicate back and forth. Once you've replied to the case manager, you can also take this off of your alert list.
Donna, quick question. This is Bill. What screen are you showing right now? What slide?
I actually am not doing a slide. I am showing Chrome.
Okay. Joe, do you see her slide or her screen?
Yep. Yeah. What's the process? Yep, I see it.
That's what mine was, I believe. I don't know if it didn't switch over.
It didn't switch over. Yeah. Joe, that's still Naish's presentation.
Okay, let me switch it back over.
Just give us 1 second, folks. I just want to make sure that everybody is following Donna's screen here. So just one, this is so important. And by the way, while Joe's working on this, everybody has full access to what she's going over right now, and in fact, what Nash went over as well. So everybody can access this icon from our website. You'll see it'll say case status, and then that's where you'll log in. If you have any issues with password or username, just let us know, and we will make sure that you're set up with that. Okay, so Joe,
Donna,
are we okay?
Yeah, Donna, do you see the button for show my screen?
Yep.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Can you guys see it now?
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, we're looking at that. Yep, perfect.
Perfect. All right, so I'll start over. So this section right here, this is where I mentioned earlier that you would see the Levinson logo. And this is the section I was just barely covering as far as the alerts where you would work with your case manager. So that's who you're working with on the agency level that's managing your case. So I could just click reply to a case manager. And I can type in a message. And then once I've done that and I hit reply, it will then communicate that case manager and they can review that information on the agency side of things. And then on this bottom section, we have a My Cases list. By default, when you log in, it'll just default to show you your open or pending. And if you're a manager, it'll also show your downline business in this section as well. And then one great feature of this particular part of the dashboard is we have a PDF icon, which I can click. And when I do that, it does a screen print. So I can actually print this off if I needed to get a running total list. And then I can also go into one of my individual policies if I just wanted to print the information for that, and I can do the same thing as well. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I'll just double click into my applications for Dahlia. So when I pull up a policy, I can just access it quickly by double clicking. You can see I have an alert here that's from my case manager, and that's just a test. But then when I scroll further down, I have some requirements so I can see what's outstanding, what's been received. I have my policy information, and then I also have that PDF icon. So if I were to click this print PDF, it would just do it for this one policy rather than doing a list. And then depending upon the type of business it is, you'll have some information depending on the type. So if it's annuity, if it's life, you'll have a different section down here which will show the additional information. And then most importantly are the last two sections, which are our case notes, where you can communicate with your case manager. You can see anything that they've entered in. And then also, this is, again, the one where they've replied to us as the agent. But then I can also see my agent information. So if I need to see, if there's an additional writing agent, I need to see the split, I can see that in that policy. Now, if I needed to quickly get back to my dashboard, I can just click on the logo, which would be the Levinson logo that you would see from their site, and it'll take me back to that dashboard. Some additional information in the dashboard is you'll see these icons here. So these are the tools that you have available through Levinson. And then some additional information that's pretty helpful. In this section right here, you can either quickly search for a policy or a name, but if you need to get a little bit more in depth, say if I wanted to go into a search and I wanted to maybe see my paid cases rather than just my open, I can click the advanced search button, which I just did. I can have do a search by some of those fields that I mentioned, but then I can do a step further. I can do signed dates. I can do by product type, and then I can also do by the status category. So for example, maybe I wanted to look for my paid status. I can click search, and then you'll notice that the case section on the bottom, the results did change as well as the number. So here's all of my paid business, and then I could go and click that PDF button to just do a quick report. Now, another great tool in that advanced search is if, like Bill mentioned earlier, if you have an assistant or if you yourself are a manager and you want to see your downline, or if maybe you need to look at a specific agent in your downline, you can click this agent drop-down box and you can click on one specific agent. So I'll click Sam for an example and click search. It will then return all of the results I have for Sam. So Sam looks like he's the primary on my 13. but I can then again just click that PDF if I needed to refer back to it. Some additional information that's going to be really helpful for you is if I needed to just verify what data that we have, I could click on this agent info that's in the top right, and it'll pull up my agent profile information. So I can see what appointment numbers that the agency has for me. I can see whatever email address they have, as well as my licensing and appointments. So if I click to expand these, it's broken out by state and then by line of business and by carrier, and then you can see the numbers that we have, as well as the status. So I'm going to expand that licensing so you can see it, what it looks like. And then again, just to get back to my cases, I can either click this cases button or I can click the logo. I find the logo just a little bit easier because it's just a little bit bigger to click on. And I get back to my dashboard. So it's pretty simple. We try to make it as user-friendly as possible. The end thing is if you want to be able to see your case status and reduce having times to call people and get status updates, definitely take advantage of this tool. Levinson has worked really hard to get this up and going, and I think it would greatly increase your efficiencies.
Perfect.
Any questions on that? Oh, sorry, Bill.
Yep, no, it's okay. We actually have a closed line because of the number of agents on, but what we'll do is any questions, you can use that comment or question box, or call us or email us. We can always have Donna jump on a call with us if needed. She is awesome, so that's no problem. Do you have anything you want to close with, Donna? Is there anything else we have to touch on?
That was it. It's a pretty simple, straightforward tool.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So, yep, if anyone needs anything or needs some help getting on the actual platform, just let us know. We have no problem getting you set up. It literally takes seconds. So, and this is included for all Levinson agents. All right. So, me and Joe are going to take the wheel. We have about 10 minutes left, and then we're going to close out the call. We're going to go over some other free technology that you should be leveraging, and most important, our new Sell While You Sleep platform. Okay, I saw the second demo last week, and I couldn't be any more excited. I know you've been hearing about this for a while now. We are building the first Think Amazon platform, right, for 10 different insurance products. I have 5 different carriers that already bought in and gave us approval, and they bought into the idea. They love what we're doing. So we have full access to, we have term with living benefits, term with ROP. We're going to have accident, critical illness, disability. We're going to have guaranteed issue. And these are all, this isn't some pipe dream that we just made up. These are already approved, already went through compliance. Now we're just working on getting some of the programming done on the tech side. But this will be up and ready, 100% by our expo. Okay. In fact, we're going to have the official kickoff at the expo on May 10th, but it will be done before that. I just wanted to make sure that's our official hard launch date. So that is very, very first time ever. Sell While You Sleep. Well, think Amazon. Sell While You Sleep will be a platform on your website where you can drive traffic to your site so your clients can go on your website, run a quote, sign up online, get approved online, print their policy online, and you just made full commission plus renewals just like any other sale. So, I mean, you talk about a game changer, okay? This is huge. Okay, so real quick, Joe is going to take the wheel and show you some other tools, technology, and then I'm going to talk about some training that is free for everyone. It's a must, okay, if you want to grow and change your business. So Joe is going to take it, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Bill. Yep, so the Sell While You Sleep platform, real quickly here, like Bill mentioned, some awesome products that are integrated to allow your clients to run quotes, even do that e-application directly from your own agent website. I just want to mention real quickly here, this agent website is probably one of the most advanced in the business. Not only does it have quote engines, calculators, real-time calculators for clients to actually go in and run quotes, but when a client actually goes in and runs a quote, you get an immediate email with all that client's contact information. The other great thing is all their information feeds directly into your agency automator CRM platform. So you can in real time see all the activity that's happening on your website. You can track the email campaigns, all the social media material that you're posting, kind of see what reaction you're getting from those different clients across different product lines. So helps you track everything in real time and really have a great space to have an online presence, which is so important in today's industry. We're talking about all this technology. If you don't have a website, you're missing a lot of potential customers. When you look at the statistics, most clients won't even work with you as an agent unless they can research and find out about who you are through the internet. And that includes having that free agent website. So definitely a invaluable tool to have. We'll send the link out in today's thank you email to actually get started and sign up for your website if you don't already have it. Also, another great tool when it comes to helping clients online, using our online underwriting software called X-Ray. This literally allows you to input all of your clients' medical information and then see what different questions the different underwriters are going to ask as follow-up questions based on that client's medical condition. So for example, if you have a client who's diabetic and you put in there that they're a type 1 diabetic or type 2 diabetic, it's going to ask you when they were diagnosed. What is their A1C level? What medications are they on? Do they have any other comorbidity issues? And it will instantly evaluate that client's medical condition against not only the published, but also the reinsurance manuals, so you know exactly what carrier to go to in real time. That's going to save a lot of time, a lot of headaches. If you've ever had a case rated declined, you have to go back to the client and say, I've got bad news. You can skip that entire process and know immediately what company to go to right off the bat. So that's underneath our underwriting tab. It's called X-Ray. It is 100% free to use for all Levinson agents. So if you haven't used it, check it out. It's going to save you a ton of time when it comes to underwriting. Again, underneath that underwriting tab. Also, Bill mentioned this earlier, the Levinson Mobile App. We actually already started getting emails in with pictures of people downloading the app. So keep those coming and we'll send out those free sales books. This is really a must. If you're an agent and you're in the field, it could be at a basketball game, it could be out at dinner, and someone may ask that question, what do you do? And, oh, well, how much would $1 million of coverage cost? You used to have to say, well, give me your information, I'll run the quote and I'll get back to you. That process is now brought to 2019. You can run the quote, you can see everything in real time, and you can very, very easily just say, oh, well, this is the rate, give me your email address, I'll send it over to you. That client now gets added to your database. You just sent them the quote. You can even do an e-application from this platform. You'll see from this picture here, you have access to forms, iGo e-app, term quotes, licensing platform. You also have access to case status. You also have access to that X-Ray underwriting tool, which I mentioned. So when you're out in the field and you don't carry around your underwriting manuals anymore, you can plug in the information and basically know which carrier to go to. You can also access the Agency Automator CRM platform, which is my next slide here. If you're not using some sort of CRM tool to track your clients, track your prospects, or even just keep your name in front of them on a monthly basis, Agency Automator is the marketing and prospecting tool that will take care of that for you. If you look towards the top right-hand side of the screen, you'll see Agency Automator and then all the different arms that come out of it. So the Agency Automator platform includes a CRM tool, which stands for Client Relationship Management. It allows you to keep track of all your clients, all your prospects. Again, the website builder is the next part that's built into it. We just looked at kind of how that works with quote engines and real-time lead capture. There's also a recruiting tool built into it if you're a GA and looking to recruit some additional agents. There is a virtual assistant. This is awesome. If you don't have time to sit there and design the different email campaigns, no problem. That can all be done for you with that Agency Automator virtual assistant. And then we have a great platform called AssureWorks, which not only markets to people in your local zip code, but it also markets across social media, which once you listen to that podcast that Bill had with Gary Vee, you will be very, very convinced that you need to be part of that social media environment. So coming soon to Agency Automator, meta tags helps you kind of track your website and be able to show up when someone searches for insurance in your zip code to kind of be part of a search engine optimization using meta tags. We're going to have an in-depth webinar that really kind of helps explain that. But the best part is we do all the work for you, so you don't have to worry about coding and the ins and outs. It's all taken care of as part of your Agency Automator platform. We also just added a scholarship page to the free agent website. So now all of your clients can learn more about getting free college scholarships through our scholarship platform. A VIP package is now available as well. This is basically somebody stepping in, creating your website, creating your marketing campaign, sending out your emails. They'll even follow up with people who open your email to set up an appointment. So everything is handled A to Z. And the last part in the bottom there is now the websites have mobile optimization. We all know most people open up emails and look at websites on their phones. So now those clients will be able to view your website in real time on their mobile device, whether it's a tablet, whether it's their cell phone. It's all available in real time on the mobile device. And lastly here, before I turn it over to Bill, we're talking about using technology and creating an agent website. One of the best ways to kind of learn how to be better as an agent, how to grow your business, is to learn from other agents and how they evolve and what they're doing. And that's really the point of our annual Agent Expo, which is May 10th down here in sunny South Florida. You're going to be able to meet, have lunch with, have conversations with agents from all over the country. So you're going to be able to hear what they're doing, how they're doing it, and that's the point, is to share all the ideas that are making agents successful. We have an amazing special guest speaker, Joe Ross, who's actually going to be appearing on Bill's podcast in about a month or two, but he will be live at the Expo, one of the best speakers I've seen when it comes to life insurance sales. So we will also include a link to register for that event in today's thank you email. If you haven't registered, it is 100% free. We actually even pay for airfare and a free night stay at the beachfront hotel there in the picture, based on how much premium you've written. So we'll send out all details this afternoon, but I recommend attending this event. You're going to come away with a lot of great information to help you grow your business, really starting the very, very next day that you leave that seminar.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. So, as you can hear and you see by now, the proof is in the pudding, right? We want to be your one-stop shop, okay, for life, annuity, soon to be health. We don't want you to have to, let's say, go elsewhere for, other carriers or products or contracts, whatever the case is. If we handle it, obviously, we want most of your business. If you have to write outside of us, that's fine too. You're not captive in any way. But as you can see, we have put together a platform that's second to none, and we're only making it bigger and better, literally by the day. Okay, wait till you see what's coming out by summertime of this year. Okay, it's going to be huge. And I think for all of you that have known me for a while, when we say something, it always pans out. Okay, and if anything, I'm not talking it up enough. So great stuff to come. We also have a new underwriting platform that goes up to $3 million non-med with a 24-hour approval turnaround time. Okay, so it's an A+ carrier. They're going up to $3 million for competitive term and UL, A+ carrier, non-med, so simplified issue for standard or better. We're launching this April 1st. I can't tell you the company name yet, even though it's a household name, but we are going to announce it by next week. Keep your eyes peeled for that, launching April 1. That's why, okay, you need to make sure that you're listening into these things and you're on the podcast and listening to the webinars on a weekly basis, because otherwise you'd have no other idea, okay, until, let's say, a month or two later when the rest of our competitors launch it. But meanwhile, the other agents are going to have the know, which you want to make sure that you're constantly in the loop. All right, with that said, make sure you're on the webinar tomorrow. We brought in the top disability sales coach. Chris Carlson is joining us. He's a DI consultant that the carriers go to for expos and carrier conferences. He's going to be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go over some great top DI sales ideas and also show you our Sell While You Sleep DI product. So we're going to do like a 2-for-1. That's tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll be on there with Joe and Chris Carlson and Andrew Paris as well. Joe, back up just 1 second here. I also want to just touch on every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have various tech training, okay? Like Monday is the search engine optimization target marketing tool called the SureWorks. If you want to learn a little more and find out if that's something for you, all you have to do, these are all free trainings. You just log into the webinar. Monday, 2 p.m. Every Tuesday is the free website builder. Every Wednesday is our free CRM tool. So you get a free retail website with Quote Engine and lead capture, and it includes a free CRM tool, okay, which you get up to 100 clients and prospects. It's all free. Okay, it's $9.95 a month for the hosting of the website, and the tool and the website builder is free. Every Thursday is prospecting and agent recruiting. So we show you how to utilize our database. We have literally over 1 million prospects and over 100,000 agents from all over the country that you can tap into. Every Friday, we do best practices to show you how to do email marketing, blasting, how to set up your website, how to put all of the marketing pieces together so you could understand it, okay? And I don't care if you're 17 years old or you're 87 years old, okay? It doesn't make a difference. Your clients are expecting to hear from you either A, online, B, through an email, or C, through social media, okay? My grandmother has a Facebook account, okay? She's 94 now. She loves Facebook. So what does that tell us? That your customers are on social media and they need to hear from you. Because if they don't hear from you, they're going to hear from your competitors, which ultimately means that you're going to lose that client or prospect. So please make sure you're proactive. We're not doing this just because we're bored. We're doing this to help our agents grow their business, because when you grow your business and you make more money and sell more products, we make more money. Okay, so obviously it's a win-win, and ultimately your client's winning because they're getting family protection. All right, and that also leads me to the next thing. On tomorrow's webinar, we're going to show you an example of a 1-minute life insurance video, okay, that I guarantee you will make everybody say to yourself, oh my gosh, this really tugs on a heartstring here, and I can put something like this together with my spouse in 2 minutes. And I need to market this out to my prospects and clients. We're going to show you this example tomorrow on the live webinar, 2 p.m. But all I'm trying to do is I want to show you different ideas and different ways for you to come up with your own creative marketing, because that's the name of the game, and that's what's going to help you stand apart from your competitors. Okay, next up, if you're in South Florida, we have a local meeting here. It's a breakfast meeting. We're going to run for a couple hours. We have our Mutual of Omaha VP flying in. We're going to talk all about the hot final expense product, obviously simplified issue. We're going to talk about our final expense lead programs. We have a table credit platform with Mutual of Omaha, some real neat non-med UL and term products. If you're local, don't miss this meeting. Coming up April 8th, we're going to start at 9 a.m. in Boca Raton. So it's all free for everyone. Okay, last slide here. So don't forget, in fact, I already got a bunch of emails of agents showing me a screenshot of our app or the Bill Levinson Experience podcast. All you have to do, pull it up on your phone, okay, and you can hold down the 2 buttons for a screenshot and email it to me, and I will mail you your free book. We have a few different books I'll let you choose from. We have IUL Sales, which creates the IUL appointment for you. You give this book out to a client. We have Power Selling 101, and I have a 50 napkin disability sales ideas book that's, in fact, written by that Chris Carlson guy that I'm going to have on tomorrow. So whichever book you want is fine. Just email me the screenshot of our Levinson app or the Bill Levinson podcast, or you can post it on our Levinson Facebook page. I'll leave it up to you, and I'll mail you out your free book this week. Okay, last thing here, you know, this is our Positive Tuesday post. Every Tuesday I post these on all of our social media outlets. And, you know, what does Positive Tuesday mean? Absolutely nothing, okay? But the point I'm trying to make here is it's up to you to come up with something. You can call it a Wacky Wednesday or Life Insurance Monday, you know, but the point is, come up with something creative. This is literally a picture that we took with my friend's birthday. from a few months ago. I thought it was a great picture. I came up with this positive quote, and I send it out there. And the point is, I'm trying to keep our name in front of all of our agents and agencies across the country. So it's an example of what you should be doing and thinking. I always say you don't have to listen to us, but watch what we're doing. Copy what we're doing, okay? We also grew, just like iPipeline, okay? We grew from literally 50, 60 agents to 16,000 plus today, okay? So obviously we're doing something right. We know how to market and brand, so watch what we're doing, and you can do the same thing, but for your clients and prospects. So it's so important. And this message here has to do with surrounding yourself around like-minded people. They always say, if you show me 5 of their friends, okay, that person who we're talking about is going to be exactly like 3 out of the 5. So surround yourself with the right people, and the right people that have a good positive mentality and outlook on life. It's so important. You will see your life slowly start to change. I promise you. A great way, by the way, to network and meet people just like you is at our expo. We have over 300 agents coming from almost every city in the U.S. So make sure you're there. It's free for everyone. No excuse not to attend. That is May 10th. Okay, we're going to end with this. Do you ever notice how jealousy never appears around people who are genuinely proud of themselves and their accomplishments? Isn't that funny? Evaluate your circle. With that said, have a great rest of the week. Well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Good selling. Take care. Thanks again.